They told you education is the key. They said, go to school. But why are so many graduates purposeless and jobless? On EduShift, we spot the cracks. We challenge the educational system. Torn between science, arts, and commerce, we bring clarity and answers to your questions, and we light up the path for a generation ready to stand out. Come enjoy discussions with educators, employers, and counselors. Let us fix this problem of career misalignment and help you discover yourself. EduShift, only on Global TV.
Millions of minds untapped and millions of futures uncertain. Now the thing is, behind those numbers are real faces. They are faces of children who want to actually learn. They are faces of parents who cannot afford school fees, and communities that are still struggling with access, with security, and inequality, as the case may be. So today we want to ask the hard question. How do we really make education truly accessible to every child? Not just in policy, but in practice. Today's episode of EduShift is taking a different turn, as I'm here with two guests to help us unpack this insightful conversation. To my left, I have, please introduce yourself to us.
Sir Lawrence Lazarus da Silva, a lecturer from State College of Education, Akwanga.
And to my right, I have
Iswa Kadon Denyibo, Secretary, Uchumke Initiative.
Okay, so you're both welcome to the show today. Of course, this is EduShift. Before we help students, Nigerians at large, shift towards purposeful, meaningful education. Welcome once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so let us begin with the basics. Now, when we hear out-of-school children, we actually hear it so often, but who exactly are we talking? What comes to your mind when you hear, out-of-school children?
Out of school children, are these children that, at a point in their life, found themselves in school due to one reason or the other, they had to, back out and then leave the school. That's the first that came, to our mind as Nigerians when we heard the word out of school children. These are children due to one reason or the other, had to abandon school.
Okay, so you are representing the NGO that cater to the less privileged out there. In your pursuit or in your running of activities out there, how often do you encounter out-of-school children?
Our NGO, Uchumke Initiative, is an NGO that is funded, on humanitarian ground. Our sole aim is to reach out to the less privileged, and then because of that, we narrow it down to the rural areas, and that is where our headquarters is, because we believe this is where you find, this category of people that needs, the help most. And so, because of that, we go to every nook and cranny of where our headquarters is. That is in Akwanga, Nasarawa State. That is, and I have to be precise. And then Akwanga, Nasarawa State. We go to every nook and cranny, every villages, and then we get our data. And then where you get to find children, going to farm, doing some kind of chores at home, and then not going to school, not because some of them don't want to go to school, but because the environment, is not there. So they had no any choice than to just, remain.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me go to our lecturer here. As an educator, how do you interpret the persistent number of out-of-school children, despite multiple reforms, from the Ministry of Education?
To be honest with you, it's quite a situation that is pitiable, to be safe, for a nation that is still coming up, a nation that is still developing. These children that are always out of school are the future of our nation tomorrow. But talking about policies of the government, to be honest, most of the time the policies of the government only favor those who are wealthy, those who are rich, those who are in place of authority. Those people found in rural environment, I want to be honest with you that they don't benefit anything from the government when it comes to education. Number one, these people in the villages are poor people, and most of them cannot even afford school fees. How much more saying they can provide the materials that their children need for learning? Now, these are some of the reasons why they have the children want to learn, but since the parents cannot afford it, what should they do? They are forcefully out of school. There are villages you get to and you see in the whole village having more than 100 children, you're having 2 teachers in this place. Only 2 teachers, only but 2 teachers. Yet they expect that education should have a place. It's not possible, to be honest. It's not. Some villages have even classroom for learning, no school. Children are learning under the 3. I've learned under the 3 before when I was young. Wow. My village, yes. I've sat under the 3. I have learned sitting on the ground between primary 1, primary 2, and my primary 3. It's when you get to primary 4 that you have access to a classroom where you can sit on the desk.
So why is that, or why was that?
Bad governance.
Interesting. Now in rural environments, there are public primary schools that I feel like are affordable. Don't you think there are, these children are people that have not been groomed to accept education? Don't you think it's more of a mindset thing? Do they really have the facility?
When you're talking about the rural environment, most of our parents didn't go to school. Most of them didn't go to school, not to talk of them having the knowledge of why it is important for people to go to school. Come to think of this. If somebody graduated from school and spent, let's say, 5, 6, 7 years without getting a job, what do you think when calling another person to go to school? I've met someone before who once told me, he said, the reason I'm going to school is because nobody in my village have served Nigeria before, so I want to go so I can become a copper.
Wow.
So having reason why to even go to school is really a challenge. When I heard that in my mind, I was like, wow, just because he wants to serve, that's why he's going to school.
Be a core member.
Yes, but when it comes to them that went to school, become meaningful to the society, they feel they have no place in the society because they give jobs to only people who have people in the place where jobs can be offered. So it's really affecting the minds of people, even sending their children to school. That's why at times you see them on the roadside learning one trade or the other just because of survival. Because most parents are thinking about the future of the children.
Thank you very much. Insightful. And let's come to you, sir. From your NGO's experience, what are the top reasons that you think children leave school? From your NGO experience, when you come across these children that do not have access to education and you get to interview them or find out from them, what are those top reasons that they keep, that repeats, that is concurrent with across people?
You see, our universal basic education made a provision for free and then compulsory education from children aged from 1 to 6 to 15 years. So, and then when you narrow it down to the less privileged, because that is these are categories of people that we are interested. These are people that we always want to reach out. So these are people that are struggling to survive. Now the issue of school fees, the issue of training their children in school, is always a difficult thing.
Even with the free education.
I know, free education is just in the policy, but the implementation of it, we have been battling with this for long.
So are we saying that the education is not really free?
It's not really free. In the sense that when you go to these schools, they don't get to have what they're supposed to have. In the classroom, they sit on the floor. They don't have writing materials. These teachers are battling with instructional materials. Even some of the teachers, when you go somewhere, they are not even enough. They are not sufficient. There's not sufficient teachers in our schools. You get to find one teacher, handling 50 to even hundreds of teachers, and even entire school, you discover that only 2 to 3 teachers in the school. When you go to the villages, you see this for yourself. And then the second reason why you get to see children leave school is the mindset. The mindset that once you get yourself, educated, at a point in it, you grow and become someone, in the society, and then get a job, and then be someone responsible, and then, but that is not obtainable now. You see graduates battling with jobs. So with that, it discourages children from even what's the need of even going to school. After all the years, the toil, the suffering, and then still come back and then, doing some menial jobs, doing some stuff that normally an educated person, the graduate shouldn't be doing. So these are some of the things that discourages, children, our Nigerian children from going to school, and that is where this, this popular saying that school is a scam. And the reason why some will even, drop out of school, is because of the reality on ground, the security challenges when you go some places, and not that they can't even afford to go to school, but because of the security challenges, and they have to go somewhere to be safe. And that's one of the reasons, that's why we go to IDP camps. Yes, when we go to rural communities, you see them. In fact, there's this thing when you go, because the schools are not enough, you see a child trekking for like 1 to 2 kilometers, to school. So because of that, the perseverance, not all children will have this mind to persevere. Every day you trek for 1 to 2 kilometers to school, you come back, it affects learning. And then they go back there to go through their books, their assignment, and then so because of the stress involved, and not even the rural areas, when you come to the cities, if you can't afford, it's not just about the school fees now, but you have to budget transportation, money, transport fare, to take your children to school and to bring them back. So these are challenges. So it's not just all about government and then parents. It's a broad thing, and that is why NGOs, we are out to complement what the government, is doing. So in the areas of limited resources, information, we provide all of those things so that particularly, children of the less privileged can have access to education.
Okay, so let's turn to our lecturer here. There has been a recent curriculum review or reform. I don't know how informed you are about it, and if you know if it has been implemented yet.
Yes, I heard about the curriculum that has been reviewed, that has been implemented, but not all schools are practicing.
Do we have government schools practicing it?
No, that's what I was saying. Not all schools are really practicing that. When curriculum is reformed, most of the times you discover that it is private schools that implement it more and work on it even than the government schools. Because when the Secretary of Preesca-Creations Initiative was talking, he made mention of the policy that was implemented a few years ago about free education, and he said that it is not really free. I believe him. It is not really free indeed. Reason being that they later brought issue of PTA levies, where the PTA levies that they are paying is even more than the school fees they are supposed to originally. Yes, they are supposed to originally pay. I know of a school that will pay PTA levy for 12,000. I know of one that's paying 13,500 PTA levy. When they say school is free. Now, they pay PTA levy to PTA for whatever PTA are really doing with their money, though I know that the school will definitely have share from it because the government made it free and are not providing chalks, are not providing instructional materials.
They just basically just created a building, no infrastructure,
no infrastructure and no nothing. So the PTA have to make their levy high so that they can be able to put in 1 or 2 things in the absence of the government hand in the school. So talking about the issue of the new curriculum that was recently reviewed and implemented, how will the government schools implement those curriculum when the facilities needed are not
the basic facilities
are not even there? So how will the curriculum be implemented? That's why you discover more of the children now in private school than public school, and those going
edutainment time on EduShift. Words are tiny, but oh so strong. They can build up or break what's wrong. A whisper, a shout, a kind little phrase can brighten the darkest of cloudy days. It's not just what, but how I say that makes my message fly or stay.
I shape my words like clay in my hands.
Molding ideas making you understand. I pause to breathe, I lift my chin, because clear speaking is where I begin. So I'll speak with care and let you see the power of words lives inside me. Happy! Who puts sugar, Jesus, and jollof rice? I know what I'm doing! No budget you da passy.
Hey!
Where are you? Can't you see the way we are suffering, Lord?
I decided to be a chef. I am an entrepreneur.
You mean entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur. We were supposed to start by selling jollof rice to our classmates. Classmates don't have work, they can't pay me. Because school is having her 10th anniversary. It's not again. You don't be with me, please cook it. I want the country to cook jollof rice.
Hey!
Do you think university is in my level? She's not.
Lost my heart and hope to die. Welcome to my dark side.
I know what I'm doing.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Nicolás Andrela. La flagelación en las escuelas es una práctica que debe ser erradicada. Los niños y jóvenes tienen derecho a un entorno seguro y protegido, donde puedan aprender y crecer sin temor a sufrir daño físico emocional. El castigo físico no es una solución efectiva para corregir comportamientos. En su lugar puede generar miedo, ansiedad y baja autoestima en los estudiantes. Es hora de buscar formas más constructivas de enseñar y corregir. Los docentes y las autoridades escolares deben priorizar el bienestar y la dignidad de los estudiantes. Juntos podemos crear un entorno escolar más seguro, inclusivo y respetuoso donde los estudiantes puedan crecer y desarrollarse plenamente. Gracias. Okay. Buenos días, mi nombre es Nicolás Andrela. La flagelación en las escuelas es una práctica que debe ser erradicada. Los niños y jóvenes tienen derecho a un entorno seguro y protegido, donde puedan aprender y crecer sin temer a sufrir daño físico emocional. El castigo físico no es una solución efectiva para corregir comportamientos. En su lugar, puede generar miedo, ansiedad y baja autoestima en los estudiantes. Es hora de buscar formas más constructivas de enseñar y corregir. Los docentes y las autoridades escolares deben priorizar el bienestar y la dignidad de los estudiantes. Juntos podemos crear un entorno escolar más seguro, inclusivo y respetuoso donde los estudiantes puedan crecer y desarrollarse plenamente. Gracias.
They told you education is the key. They said, go to school. But why are so many graduates purposeless and jobless? On EduShift, we spot the cracks. We challenge the educational system. Torn between science, arts, and commerce, we bring clarity and answers to your questions, and we light up the path for a generation ready to stand out. Come enjoy discussions with educators, employers, and counselors. Let us fix this problem of career misalignment and help you discover yourself. EduShift, only on Global TV.
All right, welcome back. We're still in the conversation, talking about out-of-school children. We're trying to bring solutions to why we still have out-of-school children in this part of the world. We have highlighted a lot of challenges. I don't think this episode would be enough to dissect this conversation to the latter, but let's talk about solutions. Now, let's go to the NGO, Puchum Care Initiative. Now, what are those measures you guys have put in place to tackle out-of-school children?
Yeah.
And what is that thing that you still need the government to do?
Tackling out-of-school children requires, all the stakeholders must be involved, to achieve this. Talking about the government, the parents, and even the children themselves. We need to make this intentional effort to be able to tackle all of these challenges. As an NGO, we go around. We get our data, to know the major challenges why some of them are not in school. And then from our programs, our recent program, we're able to reach out to children in school, paid school fees to the children of the less privileged, the orphans, and then both at the primary, the secondary, and then at the tertiary level. So we're able to achieve that through our data. We're able to go to them, follow them, and then through their youth leaders, their community leaders, and then get this data from them. We must, as a country, make intentional efforts to salvage the educational sector. That is at the point of decay. We all know what is happening in this country, and education is the bedrock of our society. In as much as we want this country to grow, we must take education very serious.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Lawrence, what are those solutions that you want to prefer to help the menace of having out-of-school children?
The government should increase access to education. Talking about them, one, building schools and infrastructure in undeserved areas. And secondly, the government should provide accommodation and transportation to children who need it. And they should implement policies. They should implement policies that make it known that every Nigerian child should have equal access to education. And government should take care of their teachers. Government should pay their teachers well, because teachers' salary is really poor. The government should motivate their teachers. I think from there, something new will begin to happen if government can put these few things in place.
That is well put and perfectly summarized. I think this is how far we can go on the episode today. Like I said, we'll definitely come back to this conversation. But I hope and pray that by the time we come back, we'll see changes. But thank you so much for coming, Mr. Lawrence. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time here, and I'm sure our viewers have been enlightened one way or the other. Okay, this is how far we can go. Until I come your way again, don't forget to follow our previous episodes, right, on our social media platforms, especially our YouTube channel, right? You can catch up on previous episodes there. I'll say,
They told you education is the key. They said, go to school. But why are so many graduates purposeless and jobless? On EduShift, we spot the cracks. We challenge the educational system. Torn between science, arts, and commerce, we bring clarity and answers to your questions, and we light up the path for a generation ready to stand out. Come enjoy discussions with educators, employers, and counselors. Let us fix this problem of career misalignment and help you discover yourself. EduShift, only on Global TV.